Hello everybody, welcome back to some more Crystalline. Last time we did a couple contest, which was just really cheesy, like the end results kind of thing. But other than that, we're at the festival in Meja, or Meja, something, whatever, firework time. We weave in and out of the crowd trying to get away from the catty couples as quickly as we can. We navigate our way through the town and then start trekking our way up a large mountainside. It's darker out there without the lights of the town, only a few crystal lamps guide our path. We arrive at a nice secluded spot and there's a sign reserving our spot. Ooh. We sit down and take in the view. Lana tucks her knees into her chest, beaming.
Oh, this is perfect!
I smile and wrap an arm around her. Anywhere with you is perfect. What? A blush dusts her cheeks as her eyes dart away. There is a loud hiss followed by an explosion. Lana sits up.
They're starting!
Do we get to see them? I turn my attention to the fireworks. Magentas and golds boom across the midnight sky, followed by bursts of turquoise. Wow. They feel so close, and really are the best seats. Lana's so excited that she bursts into giggles.
They're so incredible!
She snuggles close into my side. Warmth tinges my face. I can smell the floral scent of her hair. She leans her head against my shoulder. For a moment, we just sit there in silence. We watch the fireworks go off one by one, savoring the feel of her body pressed against mine. Another golden one goes off and explodes into the shape of a giant sun. Leanna wiggles out from underneath my arm to look at me.
Thank you again for doing the competition with me.
Yeah, why would I not? Her eyes glimmer with warmth. A crimson glow flickers across her skin. In the wake of another firework, I smile, tracing idle circles on her shoulder. Of course. She leans forward and kisses me. The fireworks seem to burn brighter in response. Her hands clasp my cheek, deepening the kiss until I'm breathless. I just like to imagine just like dies. Just turns blue in the face. The sapphire of fireworks bursts across the sky. The tail ends branch out and sizzle like willow tree branches, cascading over us like a fisher's net. Lana smiles and rests her head on my shoulder again. She turns her attention back to the sky.
It really is beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice to see some fireworks. It's been a while since I last saw them.
When was that?
I'm not sure. Probably some holiday back home.
I see.
Lana doesn't say anything else. She's staring at the fireworks, but her gaze is glassy, like her mind's floating somewhere else. A frown tugs at my mouth. Lana? I touch her arm and she flinches. Are you okay?
Huh? Oh, yeah. Of course.
What's wrong? Her face flushes.
Well,
Flushes. She fidgets.
it's just crazy. It seems like yesterday you literally bumped into me in Meadow Hill. But since then, we've traveled to all these temples, and you've gotten so much stronger. I remember when you couldn't even cast wind magic on your own. And now look at you.
That's because I'm such a great teacher. She flushes, finally smiling.
Yeah. It just seems like time goes by so fast.
Lana pauses, her smile slowly fades. She bites her lip.
But
I raise an eyebrow. But? Her brows furrow.
what about your home?
I blink. Home? She nods.
Don't you miss it?
Well, yeah, sometimes, of course I do.
We've been traveling together for you to someday find a way to go back. And now you're so close to being able to do that.
A few more fireworks go off in the distance, but I'm not even watching them anymore. The cogs are turning in my head, mulling over Leanna's words. I shrug. Yeah, I guess we are getting closer to the overall goal, but I shake my head. I don't know. I haven't spent much time thinking about it. It's because we have so many other things we need to focus on. Going home just doesn't seem that important right now. Especially cheese lines again. Especially if I can't be with you. Lana frowns.
Yeah, but even if you're not thinking about it, time is still passing by. It's still going to happen one day.
I blink. What do you mean? Lana fidgets with her manipulator. Her throat bobs as she seems to struggle to find the words to say.
It just seems like all of this is... I don't know. One day you're going to go back home, and
She's
I'm
about
going
to
to
fucking
be...
shoot me down. I watch as the realization hits her. All at once, the light seems to go out behind her eyes. She lets loose a long breath as if she's just been punched in the gut.
Here.
The fireworks thunder and crack, and sound booms rattles at my ribcage. Crimson light flashes across her face. I freeze. Leanna? She looks up at me, tears fill her eyes. In that instant, I knew it was going to happen. There's a peculiar, heavy sense of dread. When Leanna speaks, her voice is soft and broken.
You deserve to be with your family and friends,
Mm.
and it would be selfish of me to force you to leave them behind.
Her face twists in pain. She's barely able to choke out her words.
I think we're better off as friends.
Mm-hmm. I'm stunned as the words slap me in the face. Well, she's clearly not joking. What? Shock ripples through me. What do you... I can't seem to think straight. My palms have gotten clammy. Are you breaking up with me? Lena doesn't speak, but she doesn't need to. The tears that had welled up in her eyes begin to spill over.
We both know what's going to happen eventually.
She speaks the truth. I know it too. It was always something that was looming in the background of my mind.
I have strong feelings for you, and the more time we spend together like this, the more painful it's going to be when it finally does happen.
I gotta say, from experience, pushing someone away because you know they're going to disappear is the worst way to do it.
I just can't do this anymore.
It feels like the earth has just been ripped out from underneath my feet. I went to grasp Leanna and keep myself from spinning out of my own body, but to be able to say something or to change fate, but it feels like grasping at clouds. No matter how hard I try to hold on, I know there's nothing I can do to keep it from dissolving. Leanna is speaking, but another firework resounds, echoes overhead, blocking out her voice. My ears are fuzzy, like I'm underwater. Her voice is wet and thick. She hastily wipes the tears streaming down her face. Is this the right thing to say? But I don't want that. I don't want this. But is this the right thing to say? Shit, why not? I don't care about going back home. I want to stay here with you. Leanna shakes her head.
That's not fair. How can we possibly live like that knowing that I'm the reason you never saw your family or friends ever again?
Yeah, see, that I knew there was going to be a response like that.
It might not be today, or tomorrow, or even years from now, but the day when that decision hits you.
Leanna's voice is pained.
And for me to have to be the person that did that to you, that's too much.
But I'm telling you, it's my decision to make. The responsibility doesn't have to fall on you. I want to be by your side. I want to be here with you.
Please, just stop.
Okay. Leanna turns away from me. Tears flow freely from her cheeks and stain her clothes. The more I speak, the harder she cries. My heart breaks all over again. I want to hold her in my arms and tell her everything will be okay.
I'm sorry, but we just...
She seems to be at a loss for words. Tears prick my eyes and Leanna's face wavers. I let out an odd choking sound and quickly wipe my face. Nothing I say now will change the outcome. Although my heart is shattered, I have to respect her decision. I understand. It's hard to speak, to breathe. And at that moment, with fireworks bursting and the night shrinking around us, I know there is no alternative. Leanna's right. We should have been forced. We would have been forced to end things one way or another. But that doesn't make this any easier. Leanna's face crumples.
I care about you so much.
I care about you too. My heart seems to crack at the weight of the truth behind those words. Man, we just won a couples competition too. What poor timing. Tears run down her cheeks, making the lump worse in my throat. Suddenly, she lunges forward and throws her arms around me. The breath knocked out of my lungs, her grip as tight as a
I'm
vice.
sorry.
Her tears continue to flow, and her voice comes out all wrong and squeaky.
I'm so sorry.
It feels like there's a hook hanging at the bottom of my heart, yanking it straight down. I want to tell her it's okay, that we'll be fine, but I know that's a lie. Any words I'm about to say are dry in my throat. No matter what I do, I can't put us back together. Leanne and I end up walking back to the inn together. I want to reach out and hold her hand one last time, but I know that doing that would only hurt the both of us even more. The journey is silent and awkward, and I can feel the heavy tension hanging between us like a curtain. We make it to the inn, up the stairs. Each of our steps seem to thump louder than usual. Leanna stops at her door. She turns to look at me.
Well, good night.
Good night. Her eyes are pink and puffy.
I'll see you in the morning.
Yep. Leanna takes a step closer like she's going to touch me or say something, but she stops herself. Her face crumples. Instead, she spins around and enters her room, closing the door behind her. I'm left standing in the hallway with strange emptiness. I know I can't change her mind, and deep down, whether I want to admit it or not, she's right. This is just as hard for her as it is for me. A few tears finally manage to trickle down my cheeks. I sniffle and shove them away. Thankfully, Kara doesn't seem to be in my room with Zach anymore. He's fast asleep. I'm grateful. I don't want to have to answer any questions. As I slip into bed, I feel a familiar squishy body press up against me. Hey. Bongo blinks to sleep away from his eyes and yawns.
Boy.
I feel another wave of anguish begin to wash over me. The breakup is for real. It's really happening. I'll never be able to hold Leanna close to me again to kiss her. I let out a strange, choked sound and reach out and hug the Pongo to my chest. I let out a deep, shuddering breath. I'm okay. I breathe in, I breathe out. I'm fine.
Boy.
The Bongo seems to sense something's wrong because he cuddles close to me. I pat his head and nuzzle into my pillow. The Pongo eventually falls back to sleep, but I end up tossing and turning for a long time. I keep replaying the evening over and over in my head. It takes forever, but eventually all of my anxiety weighs down on me. I fall into a restless sleep. Man, fucking depressing. The next morning, sunlight fills the room and wakes me. I groan, hoisting the blanket over my face. I feel awful. I barely got any sleep the night before. Everything that happened last night crashes down on me like a tidal wave. I groan, running the hand over my face. This is gonna be a long day. The Pongo blinks at me and cocks his head.
Boy.
He gives me a little nudge with his face. Sorry, I'm fine. The Pongo face settles into a worried expression. I sigh and sit up. The Pongo squeaks and rolls down my chest and onto the bed. Sorry, little buddy. I pick him up and place him on my shoulder. I'm ready to get downstairs and meet the others. How about you? He frowns. He gives me a look indicating that he's still not entirely convinced I'm entirely okay. I'll be fine. Let's go. Even so, it feels difficult to even get out of bed. I force myself downstairs, but no one else is there yet. Suddenly I hear a clatter of footsteps. My stomach swoops with anxiety and hope. Part of me hopes it's Leanne, and the other half doesn't because I'm not sure how to act around her. What I see is a pair of black boots and a flash of brown ponytail. I let out a sigh of relief. It's just Zach and Kara. Oh, hey guys. Zach nods. I notice a few more scratches on his neck and the collarbone again. Kara seems to have her usual chipper mood, a bit too chipper. Zach's wild hair and marks starting to indicate what happened yesterday. Kara smirks, sure does. Slow smile tugs at my mouth. Hey Zach, I never saw you again last night. He blinks.
What?
I really missed you. You never came home.
Sorry, he was a bit tied up last night.
Oh, really? Jesus Christ. His face burns red. There's another trail of footsteps coming from behind me. My spine locks. I turn around. Amy's there and Leanna's with her. I notice their arms are full of supplies. They must have gotten up early to go shopping. My heart cracks all over again. Just seeing Leanna and being around her, it hurts. Leanna's face burns with a blush.
Oh, hey.
Hey, I really don't know how to act around her. And correction. Hey. Leanna doesn't seem to know either. She twists her hands and avoids eye contact.
We got all of the supplies, so we don't have to linger here any longer. We can get going.
I nod. Okay, sounds good. I really don't want to be in this town anymore. Traveling might help take my mind off things.
Let's get going.
Kara and Zach blink and they share a look with each other, but don't push it.
Okay.
We make our way out of the inn. Soon we find ourselves out of town and onto a new path. I remain quiet as we travel, immersed in my own swirling thoughts. Leanna avoids my contact, giving me space. Maybe she's trying to be respectful of my feelings, or maybe she just can't stand the look of me. Oh, look at me, not the look of me. I don't know which thought is more comforting. They both leave me feeling empty. Dragging my feet, I lag behind the others. I just can't seem to muster the energy to keep up. I keep relaying last night in my head. The evening was going perfectly until I sneak a glance at Leanna, who walks beside Amy. She stares straight ahead of her. Her walks look stiff. She's not comfortable in her own skin. As if she's not comfortable in her own skin. Her hair sways with her hips, and I remember how soft it felt, tickling my skin, almost as soft as her touch. Just stop thinking about it, you dumbass. My heart tightens and I shake my head. I can't linger on these thoughts. Exactly. But I can't ignore how much I want to be near her. Having to hold back is torture. These feelings don't disappear overnight. Is this as hard for her as it is for me? As night falls, we find a place to camp. We split up. Duties per usual. The Zach and Car preparing the dinner, and Leanna and I searching for firewood. We search in silence. I feel like I should say something, but I don't know what. Sometimes I catch Leanna casting glances my way. She looks like she wants to tell me something, but doesn't. Then it is quiet. We talk about conversations, quickly it trails off. I barely touch my food, but I can't eat anymore. After cleaning up, I slip away from and take a seat alone. The stars shine brightly in the sky, but they just remind me of Leanna. The grass rustles beside me. Pongo looking at me with wide eyes. Hey, Pongo.
Boy.
He beams at me. I return a smile, but it doesn't reassure him. His face falls.
Boy.
Sorry, little man. I'm just not in the mood.
Boy.
He deflates and then snuggles up to me.
Boy.
I smile weakly as another voice interrupts.
Hey!
Tara sits down beside me. She gives the Pongo a short pat. Hey! She pauses, waiting. She gently nudges
Come
me.
on, spill it.
Spill what?
Something's got you down. What is it?
Nothing. I'm fine.
You are very clearly not fine.
I am. You don't have to worry.
Uh-huh. That's why you're out here alone. Moping.
I'll get over it. I'm not alone.
It has something to do with Leanna, doesn't it?
What makes you say that?
You guys keep looking at each other and sighing. And you haven't done anything cute today. Obviously something is up.
Do I tell her that she and Leanna are friends too?
Did you two have a fight?
Not exactly. Maybe I should just tell her, but I don't know what to make. I don't want to make things weird. Kara's browsing it.
You didn't break up, did you?
I remain quiet and her eyes widen.
You two broke up!
Reluctantly, I nod. She lets out a long sigh.
Oh no! But you two were so cute together. What happened?
It just wasn't meant to be, I guess.
Of course it was! You two are perfect for each other. Are you sure you can't work it out?
Just doesn't make sense. Like Leanna said, I'm going to have to go home to my family and friends. It's not like Leanna can come with me. She has her life here. Kara sighs deeply. She looks frustrated but understanding.
You do have a point. But that still sucks.
This does not make me feel better. This would not make me feel better, like, in this situation. Yeah, it does. She faces me, her expression soft.
Seriously though, I'm sorry you're going through this. I get that you want your space right now, and I'll give it to you. But if you ever do want to talk, I'm all ears.
Thanks. She gives my shoulder a comforting squeeze before pushing herself to her feet. Without a word, she joins the group. I shift positions and feel the Pongo stare beside me. He blinks up at me again and cocks his head. Oh, did you hear all that too?
Boy.
Wait a fucking... Jesus Christ. Boy. Yeah. But don't let this scare you. It's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. He cocks his head to the side. I look back at the stars. Suddenly the Pongo bounds away towards the camp. I'm off, so scared him off. I sigh and lean back on my elbows. After a few minutes, the Pongo returns the crystal in his mouth. He drops it into my lap and nudges my hand, urging me to pick it up. What's this? I turn the crystal around in my hand. It's my old wind crystal I gave him when he was upset with about the girl Pongo. What a piece of shit. God damn it. The realization dawns on me. I gave him a crystal when he was upset over a girl. Now that I'm upset over a girl, he's giving me a crystal back. The Pongo watches me expectantly. This can't be fixed with a crystal. Thanks, but I can't accept this. I gave this to you. I offer the crystal back to him, but he jumps back and shaking his head.
Boy.
I guess I have no choice but to take it back. I smile, genuinely warm by the Pongo's attempt to cheer me up. Thank you. He beams. As the evening wears on the campfire dies down, Lena gently approaches me. I look up at her as she stands awkwardly beside me.
Hey,
Hey. There's a pause. I wait for her to fill in the silence.
how are you doing?
Her eyes are full of concern as she twists her hands nervously. I give her a sad smile. I've had some time to really think, and I'll be okay. I understand why you did what you did. She matches my smile, but I can see sadness in her eyes.
It's hard. I still care about you.
I know. I can tell. Oof. I can tell that it's hurting Leanna too. I know that things are different between us. But I also believe that we can move past it and remain friends. Were you looking for me or something?
Oh, it's just that it's getting late, and the rest of us are going to go to sleep. Maybe you should come back and get some rest too.
Why not? Ugh. The bongo sits on my shoulder and I push myself to my feet. Together with Leanna, we return to camp. I roll out my bedroom and lie down. I feel the bongo cuddle against me as I close my eyes. After a while, my thoughts quiet and I finally drift to sleep. The next morning, we get up bright and early. Everyone seems to be in a more serious mood as we clean the camp. We're getting really close to the Shadow Temple, and the weight of what we might find there weighs on all of us. After we pack up, we continue on towards the Shadow Temple. The sky is clear and beautiful, but the sun is hot. It seems to beat on the back of our necks. The path is dusty, the sand pristine, but hard to walk in. After a while, I realize I'm getting desperately thirsty. I take a swig from my canteen. Thankfully, we packed before heading out. I wonder how Zach managed to keep his trench coat this whole time. Even Leanna looks a little stuffy in her armor. Kara is the only one who doesn't seem bothered by the weather. He doesn't seem bothered by the cold either. After what seems to be forever, we come across the temple ruin in the night. Hey, there's the Earth Temple. The stones are charcoal gray, and they seem to be humming with a deep old magic. I can feel it from here. Something fizzy and crackling, the type of energy that seems to settle deep within my bones without having even to enter.
This is it.
Leanna nods. Kara grips her knives.
It's probably best we all stay close. We don't know where we're going to find Void. Or whatever else we might find in there.
Leanna draws her sword, her manipulator ready, and gives off a faint glow. I ready my sword as well.
Right. Let's get going. Everyone, stay close.
We nod and together into the temple. The temple is surprisingly dark and cool. There's a gentle moaning breeze coming from somewhere. It whisks around the back of my neck like the lips of a ghost. A shiver runs down the length of me. I ensure that I should be thankful or frightened. How is this place cold when it's located in a desert? Well, deserts get surprisingly cold at night. The walls are gray and they etch the glowing lime green symbols of the stones they look through, and they look rough and uneven, but the ground is dry and clear of any sand. The only sounds are the hammering of my heart and the crunch of our boots against the stone. We stumble through the dark, taking small steps, fearful that we could turn a corner and stumble across the void at any minute. We keep inching onward. After what feels like an eternity, we stumble across an open area inside the temple. Leanna frowns.
This is strange. No one is here.
Kara keeps her voice low.
Maybe they're deeper inside the temple somewhere.
Leanna's brows furrow.
Maybe. I just feel like we would have heard them, or seen them by now.
Zach's jaw
This
clenches.
could be a trap.
It very much could be. A chill runs down my spine.
If that is the case, it does us no good to stay in one place. It is best to move on and see if we can find Void, or the Shadow Elemental.
The others agree.
Right. Then let's keep going.
Our footsteps echo in the quiet. Zach leads the way to his group and Kara stays close to him, with Leanna and Amelia walking side by side. I take another step. The temple seems to be getting darker as the shadows curl at my feet. I squint as the lights grow fainter and fainter and the shadows grow longer and longer.
Be careful.
Leanna's voice sounds far away, but she was right next to me a minute ago. Leanna? My voice feels flat and dull against the emptiness. No echoes resound. In fact, I can't even hear my friend's footsteps anymore as the shadows thicken in the air. Soon, as the darkness overtakes me, I stumble with my hands out in front of me. Amy, do you think you could light us a fire? I'm met with silence. Amy? Glancing around, I'm surrounded by total darkness with no signs of my friends. Only black abyss looms in front of me. I feel the tightness as the shadows squeeze closer to me. I close my eyes and I feel the whisper of breath in the back of my neck. Then suddenly it stops. Whoa. What? How did we? The library is far more quiet than I would have expected at this time of night. The only sound is the gentle hum of the air conditioner. Whoa, that was too close. I blink my eyes wide open. I stifle a yawn as I stretch to wake myself up. Focus. Lionel's just around the corner. I can't afford to slack off. Glancing around me, I notice I'm the only person left in the study cubicles. It's getting pretty late. I'll go back to the dorms as soon as I finish this last chapter. I flip through the book, only a few more pages to go. I can do this. Stealing my resolve, I refocus on my textbook. The world Words in the book blur together as my eyelids grow heavy. I fight to keep my eyes open, but the lids continue to droop. I'll just rest them for a second. Something jerks me awake and my eyes blink open. A bright light illuminates the room, blinding me until all I can see is stark whiteness. I throw my arm over my eyes and shield from the light. After a few seconds pass, the light seems dim, but it doesn't feel like the same fluorescent glow of the library bulbs. Carefully, I unwind and bring my arm down, squinting at the pale blue sky. A mild breeze tussles my hair, and blades of grass tickle my neck as they wave in the wind. Where am I? I'm about to push myself up off the ground when something pops into view. A round blue blob with two dark eyes blinks at me.
Boy?
What in the hell is going on? Why does this guy look kind of familiar? When he notices my stare, it opens a small mouth and takes a dainty bite of my nose. Hey! The creature's bite doesn't sting, but it feels like a coolish splash of water. Before I can take another, I scramble to my feet. The creature stumbles off my head and falls to the ground. Once it lands, it shakes itself with a gelatinous tremble, clearly unfazed.
Boy!
It hops onto my foot and opens its mouth again, but I quickly shake it off. It rolls off my foot into the dirt. It rights itself again.
Boy!
It pouts and continues to watch me, but doesn't attempt another bite. Bongo?
Boy?
I take the scattering of the trees around me. The tall branches kiss the sky as the winding dirt trail weaves through the trees. As I follow it with my gaze, I see smoke billowing out of the thatched roofs of a village in the far distance. Where the hell am I? The last thing I remember is... I glance down at the blue creature. What? In my response, it leaps up. Whoa! Pongo jumps higher than I remember, and it startles me, and I instinctively step back. I don't notice the other person until too late. I painfully collide as I lose my balance before toppling over. Fortunately, my hands catch myself, protecting my fall. When I open my eyes, I see a woman. Her eyes scrunched and shut, and her mouth is twisted in a grimace, and her long blonde hair is sprawled around her. As she lets out a small groan, she blinks open her eyes and fixes her gaze on me. Wait, she looks familiar. This girl. I know her. Wait, Leanna? She blinks.
What?
I have an uneasy feeling in my stomach. Something about her, something that happened. Why do I feel like someone punched me in the gut?
Get off me!
Huh? A flash of blue light stings in my eyes. Suddenly, I'm shoved off with a roaring wind. A groan shoved me back towards the ground. Ow! Leanna scrambles to her feet. She draws her sword. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Leanna, what are you doing? Her eyes narrow.
How do you know my name?
What? Confusion washes over me. What are you saying? For some reason, my heart clenches. Something about Leanna seems painful, but I can't put my finger on what it is. My stomach squirms as I rise to my feet. You don't remember me? Leanna doesn't answer. She watches me, and her gaze cool and guarded. I shift under her stare. I glance around the place, looks like I'm in a meadow. Hey, where are we? Her defense stays up.
What do you mean, where are we?
Something just feels off. Maybe you can show me the way to the... I try to remember, where did she take me before? She led me somewhere, didn't she? The Mage Academy? Can you take me there? I'm not sure where it is anymore.
Get away from me, you creep!
Horror washes over me. What? She spins on her heel, a whirl of blonde hair, and dashes away. Wait, what? There's no use. She doesn't stop. This isn't right. This isn't how I remember things going. Something's off. It has to be, but I glance around. Where am I? Yeah, it's a place called Meadow Hill. It looks the same, but somehow it still feels different. After Meadow Hill, Leanna led me to the Mage Academy, where Zach and Amy joined our group, but Kara joined us somewhere else. Where was that? Ember Mist. Ember Mist, that was it. She helped us go to the Fire Temple. And we've been traveling together for a long time, but I can't shake this feeling that something significant happened recently. What did we all do last go together? Midja. That's right, the city outside of Heavengard where Leanna... My mind freezes. Where she broke up with me. And that's where we'll end it here.